I'm Marshall.
And I'm Kendall.
Attention all Trinity sophomores and juniors. It's time to begin preparing for the History CBA. Testing will be next Thursday, January 14th in your history classroom. Good luck and study hard.
Join Trinity for a night of free seminars about college planning. This is open to all parents and THS students at any junior high schools or elementary schools that feed into THS on Tuesday, January 12th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. in the THS Science Building and Library.
Luckily for HEB students, exams are coming near, and so is a half day. On January 15th, early release will be implemented for the end of the semester. Junior high students will be testing, and everyone will be leaving school around noon. For elementary schools, students will be released at 12. For junior high school, ends at 12:30, and high schools, 12:45.
Now let's take a moment with Megan in the Entertainment Corner.
Unsurprisingly, J.J. Abrams' Star Wars: The Force Awakens has become the highest-grossing movies of all time in the United States, surpassing James Cameron's Avatar by $2.5 million as of January 6th at $758.2 million. For the first time in 40 years, James Cameron, George Lucas, or Steven Spielberg does not claim to say the record. If the film continues to profit into the fourth weekend, it may even be the first film to gross $800 million in America. Obviously, worldwide is an entirely different matter, as it will probably have to settle for being third or second biggest global hit of all time, behind James Cameron's Titanic, $2.8 billion, and Cameron's Avatar, $2.788 billion. The film has earned a total of $1.55 billion worldwide so far, $799 million overseas alone. Deadpool will be the movie that kicks off the superhero season of 2016, but you really shouldn't expect it to be your typical superhero film. The violent, psychotic, foul-mouthed hero has spent decades providing a very different flavor to the world of Marvel Comics, and now he's bringing that energy to the big screen, telling an origin story of how the character got his incredible healing powers and takes revenge against the man responsible. This one has been in the works for years, going back to Ryan Reynolds' turn in X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and fans everywhere hope the blockbuster will be worth the wait. The new hit Hamilton made its Broadway debut at the Richard Rodgers Theater in July of 2015. The show tells a fiery tale of America's past through the story of a bastard orphan who rose to a revolutionary, which seems fitting, as Hamilton might just be a part of a Broadway revolution itself. Portraying Caucasian historical figures by actors of other races and ethnicities, the show brings a timelessness to it that can only be brought by making America then look like America now. Not to mention the use of hip-hop, R&B, and rap in this new hit certainly pushes musical theater into a new and contemporary age of performance.
Thank you, Megan.
Make sure to give a big congratulations to Mr. Moran. Before the break, he entered a Star Wars costume contest to win a grand prize of 2 tickets for Star Wars: The Force Awakens. On December 16th, 2015, the results of the contest were announced, with Mr. Moran in first place with an astounding 170 votes as the new movie's main villain, Kylo Ren. Great job, Mr. Moran.
The CTE Academy will be having their annual job fair on Wednesday, February 17, 2015, from 3 to 5 p.m. The event will be held at the Gene Buinger Career and Technical Education Academy. Don't be a slob, come find a job.
On Monday, January 18th, 2016, there will be no school. We'd like to thank Martin Luther King Jr. for not just giving us a day off, but for his impact on the United States. He's gone, but his impact in history will never be forgotten. One of his famous quotes are, "Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend." Enjoy your day off, everyone.
The most important date to remember is January 22nd, because on that day, the Audiovisual Club will be hosting a video game tournament after school at the Tech Center in room A114 at 5 p.m. There's an entrance fee of $5 for all non-club members. Some of the games that will be played are Star Wars, Empire War, Rise of Legends, and other emulated games. This is going to be a very fun day, and I definitely won't miss it. So be sure to go to room A114 and play your hearts out.
To those of you who don't know, there is an experiment going on in the school buses. Bus drivers are able to allow the use of headphones on the bus. The only rules are that you cannot share headphones to listen to the same device, and you cannot be seen wearing them onto or off of the bus. Enjoy your music.
Let's take another moment to go over with Dawson with the weather, then Chase with sports.
I'm your Chief Meteorologist, Dawson Pepin with HEB ISD News. We're going to go ahead and take a look at your almanac for this afternoon. 42 degrees was our high temperature with our low of 28. Averages are 56 and 35 with our records of 83 and 17 set back in 1911 and 1909. We're going to take a look at our high temperatures around the region. 43 in downtown Fort Worth, 42 in Dallas, a little bit cooler up in Sherman at 39 degrees, and a little bit further to the east, 40 in Bowie. Taking a look at the low temperatures this afternoon, or this evening, 27 degrees in Fort Worth, 27 in Dallas, a little bit warmer to the south. Mejia at 30 degrees and 25 degrees. The further you go west, the cooler it will be in Throckmorton. Taking a look at your day planner, waking up pretty cold to 26 degrees with a couple showers around. It will end up transitioning over to snow, possible later in the afternoon and midday at 31 degrees, and then the afternoon warming semi-nicely for this time of year, 42 degrees with a couple of snow flurries around. This is actually an image of the December the 26th, 2015 tornado. That area right there in the green, that is actually the tornado in DeSoto as it passed over DeSoto just north of Glen Heights, and after it went past Ovilla and caused some damage there in Ovilla, and you can tell that on the base reflectivity. Here's a map of the Garland tornado. You can see that it started actually down south in Hutchins, moved up through Balk Springs and Mesquite, came up here, hit the power station just to on the southwest side of Lake Ray Hubbard, moved across the lake, went into Rowlett, and then now moved into Wiley, and then up into Farmersville and up towards Blue Ridge later on in the evening. This is actually an image here, the base reflectivity. That is actually the tornado covered up by the 30 emblem as it moved up towards Rowlett and then towards Wiley and then off into to the north towards Copeville. You can see that very clearly right there. This is actually a picture courtesy of KERA of the Rowlett tornado, backlit here by the power flash that it caused. A very signature cone and wedge tornado as the thing went through the area on that evening. Take a look at some of the damage around the area, just pure devastation. As you can see, there's an entire house destroyed here, one with a destroyed roof here. Take a look at it. And you can see that pretty clear path as it took off into the northwest, or northeast, with the extreme damage, especially here. Yeah, another picture from CBS DFW here. Some cars overturned, few houses. This might have been on the outer edges of the tornado's wind field. Other than this house right here, that one got hit pretty hard, unfortunately. Lost 11 lives, unfortunately, on that. Here's a map, courtesy of the National Weather Service, of all the tornadoes we had that day. We had just a few of them here and there. Rowlett, Garland, and Sunnyvale. Those were our three biggest tornadoes. That was our biggest tornado of the night. An EF4 that expected to be around 180 mile an hour at 550 yards wide, which is about a half a mile wide. Taking a look at some of the tornadoes we had across the region. Midlothian, Ovilla, and Glen Heights, again, that was an EF3. Rowlett and Garland was an EF4. Copeville was rated an EF2. Farmersville and Blue Ridge, both rated EF1s. And here is our EF scale. This is based on damage by the National Weather Service. As you can tell, it goes all the way from 0 to 5. And at 180 mile an hour, which is what the National Weather Service did rate this at, it is very close to the EF5 status. However, still just on the high end of EF4, which is extreme damage, and most homes will be leveled by an EF4. Unfortunately, that was the case on this event. Take a look at your 7-day forecast now back into DFW. Waking up very chilly on Monday morning, 28 degrees. Starting a warming trend all week until we get to Friday at 60 degrees, with rain chances around before a cold front pushes through on Saturday morning, moving our temperatures sharply down to 50 degrees, and then beginning another warming trend later on in the week to 51 degrees. If you guys do want to help out the victims of the tornadoes, you can go ahead and do your monetary donations to redcross.org/donate or by texting Red Cross to 90999. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Dawson. Welcome to the sports update. The Dallas Cowboys finished their season last Sunday against the Washington Redskins in Arlington at AT&T Stadium with yet another loss for the season. The Redskins beat the Cowboys 34-23. The Cowboys started the season off strong with high hopes for a playoffs or even possibly a Super Bowl appearance this year, especially after last season when they went 12-4. and they were eliminated in the playoffs. That was one of their best seasons in recent years. The season looked as if it may be a repeat of last year's outstanding record until that was sidelined by yet another season-long injury of 35-year-old starting quarterback Tony Romo, who's played 10 seasons in the NFL. In recent days, many Cowboys fans have taken to social media to express their concerns of the season and of the future of Dallas Cowboys. Many of them saying we need to fire head coach Jason Garrett after the season. But is it really his fault? And is he really at fault for the Cowboys not having another quarterback who plays at such a high level as Tony Romo and has such a great overall chemistry with this roster? No, he is not. Time to find another quarterback, Jerry. The Dallas Cowboys appear to have hit a bit of a slump in the season with the Winter Classic break. The Stars have obtained a lot of their 10 losses for the season over the past few games. They are currently first in the Central Division with 29 wins and 10 losses. The Stars will play Anaheim Ducks in Anaheim, California after a 5-day break on January 15th at 9 o'clock p.m. The NHL Winter Classic was played on New Year's Day during our winter break. The Boston Bruins played the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL's annual outdoor game at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2016. The Canadiens beat the Bruins' current roster 5-1 in 3 periods. However, the Canadiens were no match for the Bruins' alumni roster, who played Montreal's alumni team on New Year's Eve and beat them 5-4 after shootout. The LD Bell Lady Raider varsity soccer team will be hosting a tournament January 14th to 16th at Pennington Field. They'll be playing Grand Prairie, Arlington, and Pascal in order. Hopefully, they'll be able to pull off a win and go out and show your support for the Lady Raider soccer team. Their normal season begins to play on January 26th. The Lady Trojan soccer team will play a tournament at Aledo January 14th to 16th. Good luck to the Lady Trojans. And finally, the Dallas Mavericks are currently 21-15 for the season in second in the Southwest, just behind San Antonio Spurs. They will play Cleveland Cavaliers at American Airlines Center in Dallas on January 12th at 8:30 p.m. That's it for sports. Sending it back to Marshall and Kendall in the studio.
Thanks, guys.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to be awesome.